Top 5 things you need to know about the Athens lead magnet template. Number 1, sections. You'll notice that there are these dark turquoise teal pages here. Those represent the different sections in this template, just to keep everything nice and organized. So you'll see that we have covers, content, and optional added value. So for the covers, there are 2 options. And then you can also use this back cover here as an option, as a cover page as well. The reason why it's over here is because it is technically part of the content as well, and I didn't want to confuse where it would normally go, which would be at the end of the document. Next, we have the content pages, and this is the content. This is where you have all of your lead magnet information. This is the juicy stuff. Now, I have created many different layouts for the pages, and it is up to you whether or not you want to keep these layouts. They're all different. So you can have a lead magnet with these 5 points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all with different layouts, or you can choose your favorite layout. Let's say number 1, you really like the layout of this page, and you can just duplicate that, and this would be section 2, and this would be section 3, etc., etc. So the benefits of having everything laid out with the same layout, the same look, is just ease of design. So when you're designing it, you can create it faster because it's all the same. Number 2, it looks more cohesive. And the benefits of not doing it, of leaving it the way it is here, is visual intrigue for your audience. So every page looks slightly different, but it still has the same components. So we have the numbers, we have the titles, and we have this quick wins checklist on every single page. So there's familiarity, but it's different enough to keep them engaged longer. Then we have the what's next page. This is totally optional, and you can see here that there's a danger zone. That just means for printing. These were designed for digital use. You can absolutely print them as well, but this danger zone is just letting you know where the printer is going to cut. So it's letting you know that these images here are bleeding over that cut zone and saying, hey, be careful, the printer's going to cut these. Do you really want them there? And the answer is yes, we definitely want them bleeding off the page. It looks better. But again, up to you. And then we have the final end page. You don't really need to have this back cover. You absolutely can if you want to. And if you want to add a little bit more brand recognition, that would be the only reason I would do it. Or if you're directing them to something, if you want this call to action, ready to make a move, you might want to put your website under the ready to make a move. And then you have this strong call to action with your branded logo. That's absolutely an option. But you can also add that here. So you don't necessarily need that back page, but it's there for you if you want it. You can also use it as your cover page, as I mentioned before. Next, we have these optional added value pages, and I've created 3 different layouts for you depending on how you want to add value. Now, the point of these pages is to keep them engaged, to keep them in your world longer. So when you give them a lead magnet like this, most likely it's going to be their first interaction with you. It's going to be the handshake. It's the first date. They're seeing what this is all about. They're deciding whether or not this was worth them handing over their email address to get this information from you. So typically what you want to do is you want to wow them. You want to over deliver. You want to give them so much of yourself and your knowledge, and not too much to overwhelm, but enough that they're going to get quick wins from this. And one of the great things that you can do with the very first lead magnet is to add value. So they think they're signing up for this home prep plan that has these checklists and these 5 points, 5 things they can do to get their home ready for sale. But then when they open this, they're going to see these added value pages woven in as well. So something like this, where you're directing them to bite-sized content that they can consume quickly and get even more value, or maybe it elaborates a little bit more on the points that you have in this document, it's just going to wow them. It's going to knock their socks off because they weren't expecting it. And then you can direct them to more places in your world. So this would be different articles that you either have on your blog or maybe on YouTube, or articles that you've read that you think are really helpful for them. You can direct them anywhere you want. And then we have this listicle that you can offer even more resources. You don't need to use this just for resources. I just wanted to give you 3 different options to get those creative juices flowing for you. So something that I might do is, let's say that number one is declutter like you're moving tomorrow. I might have all of these reels that I've created, or this lead magnet might incentivize you to make those reels, and I'm just going to duplicate the page, and I just did that by hitting the short code here on my keyboard. So if you right click, you'll see the short code as well, or you can just click this button here and it will duplicate it. So I might take this page and put one of these between each one of the points to direct them to even more bite-sized reels that I've created on Instagram, and that they can now click and get even more information about decluttering. And now they get to access it really quickly instead of going hunting for it on my Instagram page. Or you might want to add just a resource one page. Let's delete these so I can show you. You might want to keep it really succinct and fast, and you think that this is enough, and this, you don't want to over inundate them with extra information. In which case, at the very end, you might just direct them very casually to your blog posts, right? Or you might direct them to some resources that would help them. Whatever you choose to do, these pages are there for you just to add that extra value. Next, number 2 is design tips and tricks. We have some gradient overlays. So that just allows you to see the text. If I remove it, you'll see it's hard to read. So I just added some gradient overlays underneath the text so it would make it pop and you could read it and it wasn't distracting from the image at all. Also, if I head to edit and adjust, you'll notice that the brightness is brought way down, and that again is just so that the text is a little bit more legible and you can still see the photo, and it gives it that beautiful moody look that the Athens has. If you are popping in your own photo, you might notice that it's a little bit dark, in which case you can just head up to the edit tab, adjust, and you can adjust the brightness from there if you don't want that moody look. Everything else is pretty straightforward when it comes to design. The only thing I would say is if you're going to print, this wasn't designed for printing, but you can absolutely use it for printing. If you are, you're going to want to head to File, Settings, Show Print Bleed, and then just make sure that this line here, nothing is too close to this line, which is your cut line, which is where the printer is going to be cutting, and just making sure that the photos that you do want in this document are formatted correctly. Like all of these things are formatted correctly and brought out to the very edge of the document. And last design tip is adding links. So if you want to direct people to articles on your blog, you're just going to select the text or this little arrow button here, and you're going to select these 3 buttons and click link, and then you're just going to add the link to your blog post. Just a little note is that if you are going to use these arrows, I would do both. Put links in 2 places, because oftentimes people will click on this arrow thinking that's the button, or they might click on this entire word. So just do both and save yourself the headache of appearing like you have broken links. All right, number 3 is fillable PDFs. So how the heck do you make this fillable? Let me see if I have an example here. As you can see here, all of these are fillable in my example. So I'm going to show you how to do this for free, very simply. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over pdfescape.com, and we are going to upload our PDF. And then it's going to upload into your workspace. And once it does, you're going to scroll down to a page that has some boxes, and you'll see it removed. I don't know why PDF Escape does this. PDF Escape deletes your boxes that you have here, and I'm not quite sure why, but they're going to show up again once we downloaded it. They will show up again. So we're going to click on Form Field, and then in this drop down, we're going to select Checkbox, select, and then very simply, we're just going to click where we want those checkboxes. PDF Escape makes it so easy. And that's it. That's as simple as it gets. When you're ready, when you've done all the pages, you're just going to click download. And then if I open that up, you'll notice that if we scroll down to the page that we just did, you'll see that, bang, it's that simple. So you can have this done really quickly. Number 4 is hosting your PDF. So once we've filled out everything in PDF Escape, then what do we do with it? Where do we host it? The most popular places to host your lead magnets are either in Dropbox or in Google Drive. So let me show you what it looks like inside of Dropbox and how you might host something like this. So once we've downloaded this, inside of Dropbox, you'll see here's my example lead magnet, and if I right click on it, I can copy that Dropbox link, and when I deliver it to my audience through email or whatever, this is what it would look like when they open it inside of Dropbox. And number 5, imagery. All of these images were created by me using AI, so if they serve your brand aesthetic, if they match what the vibe that you're trying to put out there, then absolutely feel free to use these. They are all licensed to you and available to you and created by myself. And that is it, my friends, the top 5 things you need to know about the Athens lead magnet template. I hope you enjoy using this as much as I enjoyed creating it for you, and I will speak to you soon. Happy designing.